Like so many of us, I've often wondered what it would have sounded like if the guys from Pantera grew up in Poland instead of Texas. And when I heard this song for the first time, I think I found out. On today's video, we're going to talk about what makes it so awesome. Hey kids, it's your good buddy, Uncle Ben. Over my many years as a guitar teacher and touring musician, I've learned thousands of songs, and they've all taught me something that stuck with me and helped me along the way. Mastering tunes makes us better players, and that's why every guitarist should learn Spheres of Madness by Decapitated. Hey kids, it's your old pal, Uncle Ben. One of the questions I see people asking the most in the online guitar world is, who's the most underrated metal guitar player? And of course we've all got our own answers. But in my opinion, there's nobody out there that's as underappreciated as Vogg from Decapitated. He's one of those super rare total package players like what we had with Dimebag Darrell, where his rhythm playing and his lead playing are both just off the charts. His riffs are super technical and vicious, and his soloing is nuts. Dude is like an incredible shredder, but he knows how and when to use his shred-I-9 powers. For example, this song doesn't even have a solo, and it doesn't need it either. It's just super catchy, brutal riffs from start to finish. This is one of my favorite songs to practice and warm up with to get that right hand really moving, and if you learn this one, it can really level up your rhythm playing chops. And you're going to get even more out of this video if you check out the super extended and ad-free cut, which features a whole lot more of everything. And that's only available over on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. Sign up today for even just $1 a month. You're going to get access to that Bad Larry, as well as hundreds of other exclusive posts, bonus videos, downloadable tabs, and so much more. It very well could be a cult, but it's definitely the best dollar you're going to spend all month over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. And I'll see you there. One of the things I like most about Vogg is that he likes things that are nice. He's always played really sick guitars, including some Iceman style ones from Ibanez, so it just seemed like the perfect day to grab my brand new Greco GM-CST that I just got from Carlino Guitars, which I believe is still the only shop in America that's importing these from Japan. So if you want one, check out his store. Absolutely incredible guitar. And it landed in my hands thanks to my new best buddy in the world, Pam from the local Knoxville UPS. Thank you so much, Pam. You went above and beyond the call of duty to make sure this thing landed in my mitts, and I am eternally grateful. Do me a favor, guys, go down into the comments section and join me in saying thanks, Pam. Let her know how much her work means to us. Thanks, Pam. I've got this guitar tuned down to D standard, which is a lower standard, much like your dad's second wife. And to play a brutal tune, you gotta have a brutal tone, which is why I'm playing through my Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, boosted with the tightest boost pedal in the world, the Pepper's Pedals Dirty Tree. Now, let's get into it. Song starts off with that iconic brutal chug pattern on the low string. Let's check it out. Nothing all that fancy, but there's a ton that you can learn from this to make your rhythm playing tighter than a frog's asshole. This is also a great riff to help you with your rhythmic subdivisions, which is going to make you a way more tighter rhythm player. The best rhythm guitar players in the world know this stuff inside and out. It's not just a matter of playing a bunch of notes over a beat. It's not random. It's surgically precise. It's 16th notes, meaning 4 notes across a beat, or it's 16th note triplets, meaning 6 notes across a beat. And whenever you understand those subdivisions, it's just going to make you a way tighter and more consistent player. The riff that we're playing here at the first of the song is all based around 16th notes, 4 per beat, and 16th note triplets, meaning 6 notes per beat. That was all based around those 16s, but with some breaks in there, obviously. The next section here features that like machine gun blast of notes. That's the 16th note triplets. It's technically only 4 of those sextuplet notes, but you're still taking that singular beat, dicing it up into 6 equal parts, and playing notes on the first 4 of them. One thing I want you guys to really focus on as you play this, whether it's the 16s or the sextuplets, is make sure that you start every one of those blasts of notes with a downstroke, and it should end on an upstroke every single time. If you ever play the last note of one of those machine gun blasts and you've ended on a downstroke, it means you've probably got one too many notes in there. Be sure that whenever you do the really quick blasts of notes, that your pick is getting air time and ending on an upstroke. It's going to help you make sure you're playing these with ultimate precision and accuracy. There's more cool rhythm tricks we can learn from the second riff in the song. Let's check this out. I look at this riff as being cut from the cloth of one of the most awesome scales we can use in metal, which is the half-whole diminished scale. It's just a series of half steps and whole steps. Because of the symmetrical nature of that scale, it seems to kind of have no beginning or end. Like no single note seems more important than any of the others. Makes it kind of hard to hear where the root is, you know? If you want to hear me using it, check out the solo to Faces by Whitechapel. That's one where I use that scale the entire time, and it has this really whacked out kind of spacey sound to it. Give that one a listen. And you'll notice that as I play it here, that once again, everything is starting on a downstroke and ending on an upstroke. To facilitate those string changes whenever you're playing like the 2-string part, I recommend attacking this with downwards pick slanting, which I've talked about a million times here on my channel. Trying to get that diagonal pick trajectory going like this right here. That way the upstroke pops out of the strings. Makes it a whole lot easier to change strings whenever you're doing those 2-note patterns like we're doing in this riff. Check it out again. Another cool thing you can learn about that half-whole diminished scale is because it's symmetrical, writing harmonies is super easy. It's just a matter of moving up in 3-fret jumps. And you're going to play the exact same riff and end up with a really cool sounding evil harmony. And be sure to pay really close attention to that open A string in that riff. This is something I see a lot of the tabs skimp out on. There's a cool little transition and a variation on it that he throws in later in the song. It's super short, but check this out. It uses those signature Dave Mustaine mega dyads. It's just that sliding major third shape. Later on in the song, he adds in another one. It sounds like this. The pre-verse riff features a lot of straight 16ths and some sliding power chords going on. Let's check this out. As you're playing those straight 16s on the low string, try to get the karate chop portion of your hand right there in what I call the ditch or the taint of the guitar. That's the area between the front side of the saddle where the string is resting and the back side of the bridge pickup. There's kind of this little, I don't know, half-inch gap right there. That's perfect to put that palm at. There's a little diminished lick at the end of that riff. Again, we're going to feature that really heavily later on in the tune here, but this is a good introduction to it. It's kind of like a little sneak peek of what's coming later on in the song. I love little songwriting things like this. It's like give a little preview of later riffs, you know? Just throw the horns like this, move up a fret, and then go back down, and that's how you're going to do it. I think it's so ironic that throwing the horns is the best way to play demolished riffage on the guitar. Notice how that features a hammer-on pull-off here. Makes it a whole lot easier to play. As we get into the verse of the song, we continue using that sliding power chord theme. And notice how it's going between the flat third and the major third. Again, another feature of that half-whole diminished scale. So what you just saw and heard there is my signature Giacomo Turro whammy bar. So you'll notice on the record, Vogg is doing these big dive bombs on that last chord, right? Well, obviously I don't have that. I have this amazing Gibraltar bridge that Eddie Carlino installs on the guitars at his shop. Very cool vintage Ibanez style bridge. And the way I'm achieving that dive bomb is to use the amazing Digitech whammy. Again, there's another dime bag artifact in there, right? Enjoy the rare exclusive footage of my house shoes here. You'll notice that I've got this set to the 2 octave down, whoa, instead of the dive bomb. I find the dive bomb goes a little bit too fast. And whenever you mash on it, just be sure to go a little bit more slowly than you think you should. Gives it a proper dive bomb sound. I've always thought that riff was so cool and simple, and here recently I learned where it came from. Vogg was a guest over on Chris Garza's podcast, which you can watch here on YouTube. It's a great interview, really fun. And on that episode, Vogg talks about how that came from, I don't think he even knew the name of the song, but the idea for that came from Rollin' by Limp Bizkit. You know, he said he was never like a big fan of the band or anything, but he heard that dive bomb that Wes did in that riff and just thought it sounded so cool. And I agree, man. I'm kind of the same way. I'm not really like a Limp Bizkit fan. But Wes is such a cool, creative guitar player and throws in crazy stuff like that into his riffs all the time. So it's pretty funny to see how you can get inspiration from unlikely sources. Be sure to head on over to Chris's channel and check out that interview and tell him Uncle Ben sent you. Let me play that for you again here at stepdad speed. For this style of video, I don't usually do tabs, but I put one on there because I've not really seen any accurate tabs for this one. Most people have you playing it in one position going up and down, but there's a sneaky position shift going on inside of there. Again, watch the Garza podcast. You can see him play the riff and see that position shift I'm talking about clear as day. Did you see that move? That's the position shift I'm talking about. Did you see how I went from using my ring finger on that note to my first finger? It's a really quick shift, but it lets you get up the neck to play the rest of that arpeggio. The picking on there is pretty difficult. If nobody's looking, I play it with hybrid picking, like this. You play 1 gig with Macedon, then you're just permanently fucked, I guess. Now, the cool thing about riffs that are based around diminished arpeggios like that is that, once again, we get that easy harmony. Diminished arpeggios are just based around minor thirds, or 3 fret gaps in between notes. Really easy to play, really easy to visualize, and really easy to harmonize because of that symmetrical nature. Now, I could play a harmony on this by moving up 3 frets from where I was. I could play another harmony by moving up 3 frets from that. Or I could do exactly what Vogg does in the song and move up 3 more frets for a total of 9 higher than where you started. Again, as long as you're on a path of 3, you're going to be playing some kind of harmony for that diminished thing you're doing. So the harmony that Vogg is playing is all the way up here at the 12th position. That also means you can ditch the little finger and just use your first and third fingers like Vogg does. Makes it a whole lot easier to play. Same shit, different place. The only other new riff in the song is the bridge, and there are a multitude of reasons to learn this, especially if you're somebody like myself who struggles with inside picking. This riff is an absolute bitch to play. I'm probably going to do like 500 takes of it right now to try to get it right. It is so freaking hard for me and the way that I like to pick. Let's give it a shot. Actually, that was take 1. That wasn't really that bad, but I am kind of cheating because I'm picking it the way that I want to rather than the way it's really played. I'll explain. Whenever I learned this for the first time, I was really hoping it was another double-picked riff like we saw earlier in the song. And sometimes live he does play it that way. It sounds something like this. Okay, here's the riff, and again, you can see it really clearly on the Garza podcast. This is where I'm kind of taking this from. Let me play that slowly here so you can see what's going on. And again, if you're playing this the right way, every one of those runs that you play is going to be starting off on a downstroke, which means that it's inside picking, which is my arch nemesis and what I generally try to avoid. Check it out. God, that is so hard to play. Yeah, the fast inside picking stuff is my kryptonite. When I played it earlier, I was doing the opposite of that. I was starting off every one of those with an upstroke, which keeps all the string changes happening on the outside. That's what I favor. But if you're doing it right, you'll start off with a downstroke and do inside changes the whole time. So as you're doing this, what you want to make sure you do is to really flick that downstroke out. You can see right there, I'm kind of flicking that downstroke out with a rotation of the wrist. Close but no cigar. I'll have to keep working on that one. Whenever Vogg is just effortlessly running through it on the podcast, Garza's reaction cracks me up because it's exactly my reaction to hearing him play that riff just flawlessly. Yeah, that's how we all feel, Vogg. Thank you. Another thing you can learn from the bridge here that'll really help your songwriting out is the power of a tonality change. Because you'll notice we stepped up from being centered around the low E string up to the second position instead. We all love the big strings. They're the most full, the most fat sounding. But if every riff is based around the open lowest string, no riff is heavier than any of the other ones, and everything starts to kind of blend together and sound the same. But by stepping up, like what we did right here, everything gets unexpectedly tighter, you know? It's not as boomy, it's not as bassy as the open string, and it gives your ear just something different to listen to. This is a Metallica trick. So many Metallica songs, man, they'll feature something based around open, and then it steps up. Or 60% of the time, it works every time. So there you go, guys, a guided tour through a rhythm guitar masterpiece, Spheres of Madness by Decapitated. Check out more of their stuff, guys. Like I said, that one doesn't feature a solo in it. It's probably Probably the most approachable Decapitated song. It's not too crazy fast or anything. It's very approachable, very groovy and hooky, but do check out more of their stuff. I think my favorite record of theirs might be Organic Hallucinosis. That one is vicious, and the production is just bananas. Check out Day 69. Solo in that song is nuts. The riffs are so sick. Just listen to the whole album. It's so good. I know a lot of us, myself included, put so much time and emphasis on our lead playing, the hard stuff, right? Our super sick licks and sweep arpeggios and all the fancy stuff. And that's great. But you know what you're doing the other 98% of like every song? Playing good rhythm guitar. And if you can't play super tight rhythm, there's just no way you'll ever cut it in metal. Dime, Hetfield, Vogg, everybody knows it, man. Riffs are the core of everything in metal. So learn songs like this, level up that rhythm playing, and you're guaranteed to become a better shredder today. Thanks so much for watching this week's video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and ring the bell for notifications every time I upload a new slice of fried gold. And if you want to watch the extended and ad-free cut of this video with even more good stuff in it, join my Patreon cult, club, over at patreon.com/Ben Eller Guitars. There's hundreds of posts waiting for you over there for as little as $1 a month. What do you got to lose? I look forward to seeing you guys there. Let me know in the comments section a song that you think everybody should learn and why, and maybe it'll get featured on a future installment of this series. Well guys, it's been fun as always, but it's time to go walk the puppy dogs and get a pizza pie for dinner. As for you, I recommend getting away from the computer machine, grabbing your favorite rock guitar, and mashing some rope. Less clicking, more picking. Thanks, Pam.